demonstration purposes, but to be honest, I don't go to hair salons.
And you're gonna beat this thing like it owes you money.
Hi, welcome to my channel. My name is Ellen. Welcome back. If you are regular, welcome. If you're new. So Harley Ever Smile commented on this video asking how I did my hair in that video. And I'm going to post like some pictures, in this video, kind of showing you guys how they look. So before I get into the hair, I have to do the hair care before I do the hairstyle. Because that's really going to make your hairstyle pop. It's a hair care prior to the hairstyle. So I got my water bottle here. You can use literally any deep conditioner. You can even make your own. There's tons of recipes online using natural stuff like coconut milk, avocados, bananas, mayo, whatever you want to use. Use a deep conditioner. So before I wash my hair, I like to deep condition it. So this says color fixation. I got it when I worked at a trade show. They gave me so much free stuff. Oh my gosh. I worked at this trade show like 2 months ago at this point, like towards the end of May. The lady next to me was doing a hair care thing, like where they work on like natural hair dye using henna. And she gave me this and she told me that you don't have to be dyeing or bleaching your hair to use this. This is good for anybody and it's especially good for people with curly, kinky hair. And she's like a black lady from Brazil. And if anybody that knows anything about black people from Brazil, they have the best curly hair care routine to ask for. So this is what I'm going to be using to deep condition my hair. I use this about twice, and this is about how much is left from it. All right, I got this water bottle from Dollar Tree a couple years ago, and my hair is still relatively done, but I haven't done my hair in a couple of weeks, so I'm going to take these pins out, untwist the front of my hair. I always twist the front of my hair just because I don't like hair in my face. I don't feel like constantly moving the hair out of my face. I also don't like headbands. I don't like the fabric kind because I feel like that makes your hair look like a wig. And then I don't like the plastic kind because it like squeezes this part of my head. So I feel like there isn't, a good in between. So instead of wearing a headband, I just do flat twist in the front typically, but I'm gonna recreate this style that I did a couple months ago, and that is not flat twists. Those are just like regular twists. But I think that the commenter is asking more so about the accessories. That's what really made the look. So I'm just gonna like take you guys through like the hair care a little bit. I'm gonna untwist my hair, and once I get done untwisting, we're gonna spray it with water, add a deep conditioner, and then I'm going to, just start twisting my hair and talking to you guys about the accessories. Okay, so I just took down like the twist that I had in the front. I didn't wear like any edge control or anything, so I don't like have a lot of buildup in the front. And this is what the curls look like in the front versus the back. So the back is like old twist out, type curls, and this is like what I just took down. So that's why the curls look a little bit fresher. So I'm going to spray my hair with water. The goal isn't to like make my hair completely fresh. Like I just put my head under a bucket of water, but like wet enough to where like the deep conditioner can like flow through it. Like my hair doesn't need to be soaked. Also, I'm wearing gloves because I have on press-on nails and they're kind of old and have been popping off. And I have like a lot of content to film. So I need my hair to not be breaking off because of my nails, and I also need my nails to not pop off. So this works for my hair and my nails both. Literally any spray bottle. They don't sell this in Dollar Tree anymore. I tried to get another one like a couple weeks ago and I did not see a single spray bottle in their store. Any spray bottle will do, but I particularly like this one because like I could change how it sprays. I prefer this one for what I'm doing right now. I had a doctor's appointment earlier today, but unfortunately, I showed up late because I thought that the girl who called me yesterday to set the appointment up thought that she said 8:40 when I guess it was really 820. So maybe she did say 840, but it was actually 820. I'm not quite sure what happened, but I showed up there and the receptionist told me I had to reschedule, which is fine because I wasn't really looking forward to this appointment anyways because it's the ear, nose, throat doctor. And you guys know if you've been following me for a while that I've been having issues with eating food and talking, like the whole thing. So my doctor recommended I go to the ear, nose, throat doctor. I particularly don't enjoy this, not just because it's uncomfortable, but like after all that, they're just like, oh yeah, you need to go to speech therapy. And it's like I'd rather just go to speech therapy. So I'm gonna try to get an appointment with the speech therapist, which also covers like food related problems because it's just like an extension of the ear, nose, throat doctor. But like will actually offer you like therapy to help you and not just stick a camera down your nose to look at your throat and tell you what's wrong, but like actually help you to like fix it and stuff. So I'd rather just go straight to the speech pathologist and deal with the whole ear, nose, throat doctor situation. Like, if I'm being completely fucking honest with you. So maybe that was a blessing in disguise, and hopefully I can get an appointment with the speech pathologist sooner than the appointment I had with the ENT. Or maybe just be able to cancel that entirely and be like, you know what, I actually don't want to do this again. Because like you're just gonna do all that to tell me whatever that I need speech therapy and I need like help with my throat muscles and everything. So there's that. I'm hoping that I'm able to do that. So like my hair did not need to be completely drenched for this deep conditioner to move through it. And you may notice that my hair is appearing to be longer the more conditioner I add to it. And that's just because of shrinkage. If you have curly hair, then your hair shrinks when it's dry and it, stretches out when it's long. So my hair is like shoulder length now at this point, actually a little bit past my shoulders, as far as like the bottom of my hair is concerned. And I've done a few trims here and there, but to be honest, I don't go to hair salons because, well, first of all, most hair salons don't do like natural hairstyles. Like, there's braiding shops, but like the braiding shop people, they're not like washing your hair. They're not washing the hair that they're putting in your head before putting it in your head. Like, ooh, I don't enjoy that whole process. Every time somebody has done my hair, like 9 times out of 10 it has been against my will, so I just don't force that on myself as an adult, and I just don't want to be bothered. So that just happened. Also, I'm using a t-shirt because when you dry your hair with a t-shirt, actually, I'm not gonna dry my hair anytime soon. Okay, so like when you dry your hair with a t-shirt, it's supposed to be better for your hair to dry it with a towel. Like you have less breakage. This is, what my hair looks like. When I put deep conditioner in my hair like this, it kind of reminds me of like when I put the gray hair wax in my hair. If I can find pictures of when I had gray hair wax in my hair, then like I'll put it somewhere. Like back when I used to have a mohawk. I guess last time I had it. I don't think that I've done anything with my hair color wise post chemo treatment. I just feel like it was such a pain in the ass to finally get my hair to grow after chemo treatment. And I really just want to keep the hair that I have because it took so long to grow. And I want to keep it healthy and grow as much as possible. That at this point in my life, I'm not really that interested in bleaching and dyeing my hair. And anytime I want like any type of color in my hair, I'd rather just go to Michael's, buy a bunch of yarn, and braid it into my head. Like, I don't want anything to do with hair bleach at this point in my life. At some point, I do want to go to like a natural hair salon that specializes in doing twist outs, braid outs, wash and goes, you know, that type of thing, and have them bleach my hair and use, what is it called? I've definitely used it at home before. Okay, so when I think of the name after this video, I'll put it here. But it's this thing that you add to hair bleach to like protect your hair during the bleaching process to help reduce damage and also repair bonds if you do have damage hair. I do not have damaged hair. Like, this is all virgin hair. I don't perm my hair. I don't straighten my hair. I have a blow dryer, but it literally just broke. And when I did, you know, blow dry my hair a few times, you know, within the last month of owning this thing before it broke on me, I always use a cool setting and a whole lot of the Chi heat protectant spray. So there's that. Okay, so once I feel like my hair is like fully drenched in the hair conditioner, I'm going to cover my head with a plastic bag or a shower cap, which for me would be a shower cap. So see how long my hair is? Like, it's like collarbone length in the front and straight down, like in the back. So my hair has gotten longer. My hair is almost as long as it was pre-chemo treatment. But you also have to factor in the fact that I had a mohawk prior to chemo treatment, so my hair's gonna appear a lot thicker and fuller. My hair was thicker and fuller before chemo treatment. It's a little thinner now that it's grown. And my curl pattern has changed. So if you're wondering what my curl pattern is, I'm gonna tell you right now, I don't even know, because when my hair first started growing back after chemo treatment, I kid you not, it was bone straight and then it was like wavy. And then there were a few times where I would wash my hair and my curls would be gone and it would be straight again. I'd be like, oh my gosh, what the fuck is this? So apparently, what happens is if you have naturally curly hair and you go through chemo treatment, you're like lucky to be alive or whatever after the fact, and your hair regrows after some time. If you have curly hair, your hair might grow back straight. And then if you have straight hair, your hair may grow back curly. So what happened was that like my hair grew back straight for a long time, and I just kept cutting it off because I'm like, I'm not gonna walk around with this straight bullshit in my head. Like, I'm just gonna keep shaving it until it grows back curly. And then finally it started growing back thicker and wavier and everything. Also, I kept cutting my hair like when it was first growing back because it would just shed. Like, it would grow and then it would fall out, grow and then fall out. And it's like, it's not like I'm manhandling my head to make it grow, make it like fall out or anything. I'm not applying like any harsh chemicals or whatever like that. So I did receive this product for free, but like it wasn't from like the brand sending me a product like when I do UGC style content. It was like I was working at a trade show as a brand ambassador, and the lady in the booth next to me gave it to me. If that makes sense. So like nobody's sponsoring me to sell this to you guys. Like, I don't have an affiliate code. I don't, you know, like no one's paying me to do this. Like, this is a product that I genuinely like and use, and like this is what I have on hand. Okay, I would, make my own deep conditioners from like coconut milk or like smash an avocado, add some olive oil to it or whatever. But since I have like actual deep conditioning stuff that somebody gave me for free, and it's like I might as well just take advantage of it. So this is like a shower cap. As you can see, it's like stuff on the shower cap from like previous deep conditioning vibes, and I rinsed it off, but like it didn't come out all the way. So there's that. I'm gonna leave this in my head. I typically like to leave my deep conditioners in for, like, it says leave it in for like 20-30 minutes. But realistically, I'm gonna leave this in here for like an hour. I'm gonna do some stuff around the house. I'm meal prepping. I gotta clean, different parts of the house and, get some things sorted. So while while I'm doing those things around the house, this stuff is gonna be, just like sitting in my head. And when I'm ready to rinse this out, I will come back and talk to you guys. I just washed out my deep conditioner and then I like actually wash my hair. So I'm gonna show you guys what I use. Okay, so this bottle's kind of messy because I use it like all the time, but I use the Metacube or Rosemary PDRN. Full disclosure, they did reach out to me and send this to me and ask me to do content for them. I'll post some videos somewhere in here with that and like pictures of me like holding the bottle. But this is what I just washed my hair with. And then this is the hair and scalp conditioner, which was used after the shampoo. And then they also have like a deep mask they use before the shampoo. And they also have like a scalp thing. Like it's a whole like 4-pack thing. But this is what I'm about to use now. Okay, so I did not put anything in my hair yet. I didn't detangle it or anything. In case you're wondering how I just wash my hair without really messing it with makeup too much, is the A2O Lab Waterproof Sealer. I put this ish on everything. My primer, my foundation, my concealer, my blush, contour, everything. The only thing I didn't put this in was my eyeshadow, which kind of came off a little bit, but you really can't tell that much. Like I didn't put it in my eyeliner because it's already a waterproof eyeliner, so I didn't need to do that. And I have like um powder eyeshadow, so it's hard to add this liquid to that. So my forehead did separate a little bit, and it's because when I got home and I was like touching up my makeup, I used this Cover Girl stick, and I did not add the A2O Lab, and that's why there's like a little bit of separation on my forehead. If you guys can see it with this super duper bright light that I just got from Zecti. So the light that I was using before was this one. This is like my normal selfie light. And then the one that I'm using that you guys see me with now is Zeki. But like I have like these perfect little ringlets, my sling. I don't really have like product buildup or anything. My hair feels like super duper soft. So that's just gonna make, the whole detangle process. Got sticking on my neck and I got whatever's on my neck on my hair, which is fine. I think it's just like more of a deep conditioner, which I'm not gonna wash my hair again. Like I already like started the whole drying process or whatever. So okay. So this is the type of brush that I use to detangle my hair. It's kind of like the denim brush. I I have to get rid of those brushes with like the little balls at the end because those were like ripping my hair out. And I feel like it was like causing some damage in some areas, so I just got rid of it. And then I have this type of comb. I also have like this type of comb. All right, so I'm gonna apply some of this hair and scalp conditioner that came in the Metacube kit. So a lot of people know Metacube for being this company that makes skincare, and PDRN for like being a skincare thing. But actually, hair is just like your skin with extra steps, literally. So they came out with a hair care line, and I've been loving it. I've been using this for like 2 weeks, and like my hair is like super soft. I like the rosemary has like a little bit of a mintiness to it because I used to wash my hair with like so I had like fragrance free like shampoo and conditioners because I'm allergic to perfume. So typically I try and stay away from like any scented, whatever. But this did not irritate my hair or my skin or like anything. Like I don't have a rash down my neck and back. But I typically will like wash my hair like in front of me instead of like in the back of me, if that makes sense. So that it's not dripping down my neck and back. But yeah, like I didn't have like any issues. Like there was no irritation on my face. There's no irritation on my scalp, like how it used to be when I would wash my hair. And there's no irritation on my hands. Like there's a little bit that's like recovering in between my fingers, but it's like that's old. That's not anything new. Like you can tell it's like in its healing phase. Getting this stuff in my hair, pretty much, rubbing the product in like the same way if you were to add lotion to your body, you like want to really get the lotion in your body. So this is what my hair looks like just washing it and putting conditioner in, like literally. I didn't detangle it. I didn't add any products or anything like that. Let me go get some stuff. This is raspberry hair vinegar by AppBlue. It's French. I don't know how to pronounce that right, but this is how it looks. This came in a 2 pack, TikTok shop. So this came in like a 2 pack, and like cap comes off. So basically, how you use it is like after you wash your hair, you're supposed to apply this to your scalp to like make sure that your scalp stays like extra clean, which I like to use as like a nice thin barrier before I add my products in, because usually a lot of times like when I do like my hair day stuff, after a few days like I get a lot of scalp buildup from like all the products I'm using, like especially in the summer. I feel like it's like melting into my hair a lot. So this helps to like make my hair like super nice and clean. I would also recommend this for people if you have like braids or twists or locks, anything like that, where like, have like a protective style where like you can't like wash your hair and you like want to get rid of itching. Because I've seen so many videos from dermatologists basically saying that you're not supposed to like put oil on your scalp when it's dry because you're like trapping the oil. So I've like been using that instead of just oil on my scalp, which has been a lifesaver. I love it. This is a Medicube Rosemary PDRN. It is like a scalp roller, supposed to help make your hair grow. So this is how it looks, and I'm gonna like squeeze it so you guys can see it come out. Not the bubbles. Oh my gosh, I have to like be like super dramatic. That's what it looks like. I like to kind of use this along my edges because my edges are just a little bit thin. That's like one part of my hair that like never fully grew back after chemo. So I always like to add like a little extra TLC to, my edges. So we love that. Before I start like detangling my hair, I am gonna put on gloves because again, press on nails is gonna rip through my hair as I'm, gliding products down. And also like me constantly going through my hair could also like make my nails fall off. So, and I got things to do. Like, anybody got time for that? I have like a bunch of these giant alligator clips kind of scattered around my room because I'm constantly like doing stuff in my hair. So, I actually don't detangle my hair all at once. I like to do it in sections. And because I'm recreating this look, I need to like separate the front from the back because, yeah. But like I didn't even put like detangling products in my hair just yet. This is just, how smooth my hair is after, just like detangling and adding like, oh, not detangling, but after deep conditioning and adding, just a little bit of conditioner to my hair. So I'm gonna gently start at the ends and work my way up. You can see that causes minimal breakage, so I don't pull like giant knots out of my hair if I do like nice soft gentle with like this. So when you're detangling your hair, you don't want to grab like a giant wad of hair. You just want to, gently start small and work your way there. So also, like, your parts don't have to be even, okay? They don't have to be even. Like, no one's gonna get close enough to my scalp to notice it. Like, nobody's gonna be like, girl, your parts aren't even. Because, like, once, I take my twists out, then, yeah, like, it doesn't have to be even. And, yeah. Alright, so we're gonna do this side. Again, does not have to be even. I feel like I can just slowly start to pull this away. I might not have to grab my comb because that's how soft my hair is right now. So I'm like, I need to be able to see and then show you guys. So make sure it looks halfway decent at least. So yeah. Gonna use this giant alligator clip for, like the back of my head and whatnot. I'm gonna like try and give you guys a quick tutorial on like a 3-strand twist. So I did like different things with my hair. One of these triangle parts. Okay, so before I start like fully detangling it, I am gonna add a little bit of this fresh petrol mousse. That's like way too much. I'm gonna like put this in other parts of my hair. Alright, so we have that. And then I have hair elixir, hair strengthening oil from Baskin Lather. This is how it looks like. They sent me like giant PR package for the holidays. They had like a Black Friday deal, and I still have a lot of their products. And I love them. Like, they're great. Yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna add like peppermint oil to my scalp because I like my scalp feeling a little bit minty. I just like my scalp looks and feels a little bit healthier when I do that. So if I wanted to do a twist out, this would be like a great brush for that. But no. Okay, so a 3-strand twist out is like you kind of started similar to how you would a braid to kind of lock it in at the base, but you don't want to do it too tight. So right now I'm doing a braid, and then I'm just kind of like leave this off to the side, and I'm gonna hold these 2 strands, and I'm gonna wrap it. Okay, hold these 2 strands, wrap it. Hold these 2 strands, wrap it. Hold these 2 strands, wrap it. And then just like keep doing that. And just kind of like, tighten it as you go so that, you know, like you get more dimension that way. So a lot of people think that when you do twist outs, it's to trick people into thinking you have curly hair. When in actuality, a twist out wouldn't work if you didn't have curly hair. Like, as you guys can see, my hair is naturally curly. I do these 3-strand twist outs to, one, accentuate the curls, and two, to, what do you call it? Lengthen my hair. Like, when you stretch your hair out, you're less likely to get tangles and not damage. Okay, so when I get towards the end, I tend to merge the 2 thinnest pieces and, get it together. Now, sometimes I do like to make like flaxseed oil, not flaxseed. I like to make flaxseed gel, not oil, which you literally just boil some flax seeds and till like it starts to get thicker, and then you drain the flax seeds, and you're left with the gel, and then you let it cool, and then you can use it as a way to detangle your hair or as a way to like set your curls better. But I don't really feel like doing all that today, so that's what we're doing. Okay, so now that we're at the end, I'm just gonna like twirl it. And like you see how long that is, but like it's slowly starting to shrink, which is why I like to take bobby pins like these. You see how long that is? And go ahead and wrap this around a little bit. And this is where the stretching comes in. So instead of just leaving this twist like this and like letting it dry in the shrinking state, I could like stretch it to look at a different part of my head, and because it's a bobby pin, it's not gonna like be a pain in the ass to sleep on like these alligator clips. So that's what I recommend you do. But I just did this for demonstration purposes because I don't have a way of showing you guys the back of my head. But this is pretty much what I'm gonna be doing to the back of my head and everything. As for like the hair accessories, I'm gonna break it down for you. Okay, so I have this box with like all my hair stuff. What you saw in like one of those pictures I showed you guys earlier, I might put a different picture here, is a hair wrap. So this is wire. I forgot what gauge this is, but you want like a thick, sturdy wire. And I'm gonna show you how to make it in just a second. Demonstration purposes, but yeah.
Hi, so this is a pencil. Everybody say hi, pencil. Hi, pencil. Okay, so we're gonna use this pencil to work as a template for our hair. Like this template, this pencil represents our hair. That's how we're gonna get these spirals on this spiral thing that we use as an example for like our hair wrap. So you want these spirals to be at the top, and then you want a nice little bead at the bottom. This wooden bead is going to be like our placeholder for the bottom, and then the top is going to be regular. And you see the details of that. So these are 3-in-1 pliers. That bottom one is the cutter, the middle one is a bend, and then the very top you use to make the little swirly loopy things. So you want to get these 3-in-1 pliers. I got these from Michael's over a decade ago, but you want to get yours from Amazon because they don't sell these in Michael's anymore. So this is the wire. Don't ask me what gauge this is, but you want something that's nice and thick, but not too thick in order for it to actually work, and you want it to still be malleable. So you like a nice little happy medium. I'm trying to like get details on how like sharp this is, but I have on my micro lens and I can only go so far. So these are the wooden beads. The wooden beads are what we're using to put at the bottom. So they're painted black, but if you look really closely, you can see some of that detail of the wood. So we're going to use this pencil as a guide to measure as an example. If you want yours to be longer, make it longer, but I'm making this pretty short because this is only for demonstration purposes to show you how I did it, not necessarily make a whole new one. So this is pretty sharp. I'm gonna like pinch it around a lot, and we're gonna beat that thing like it owes us money, and we're just gonna bang it around a lot. And then once I feel like it's in a good place, I'm going to bend it at a 90-degree angle. And once it's like bent up, I'm going to turn it to a spiral. So I'm doing my best to like show you guys the details of how blunt this is and why it's so important to do that. So we're bending this up and we're tucking that nook from the 90-degree angle into the very top to make the smallest loop that we possibly can. And we're gonna close it with that bendable part that we used to make the original 90-degree angle. And we're turning this in a circle and wrapping the wire around the loop any way we can. We're constantly flattening this to make sure that it stays flat when we do our spirals. And we're also like bringing it closer together to make sure that the spiral stays together all as one. Do this about 3 or 4 times, or as big as you want your spirals to be. You do you. I think I made about 2 or 3 spirals, and that's how it looks. We're adding the wooden bead to the end. This will be the end. And here is where that pencil comes into play. So we're going to wrap this wire around the pencil a few times until there's about 2 inches left in the wire. Once there's 2 inches left in the wire, we're going to repeat that same process. We're going to beat this thing up again. And once I feel like it's nice, I'm going to pinch around the edges to try and soften this up as much as possible, because if you don't do this step, you might risk ripping your hair out. So we're going to do this 90-degree angle again. I feel like it's nice and soft at the edge. And that very tip, we're going to make the tiniest loop that we possibly can, and we're going to stabilize the wire as much as possible. It is going to move. It's not going to be perfectly sturdy, so you do have to put in a little elbow grease to make sure that things go the way that you want it to go. And we're using this to turn into a loop. That's how it looks Now we're going to take that loop as a default. We're going to close this. We want that to be as close as possible because that's another thing that can rip out your hair when you're wearing these. So I'm just closing this up and making sure that those wires are as close together as can possibly be. And I'm flattening up. I'm constantly like putting this in a circle and flattening it. That is the name of the game. And then I'm just taking it and I'm going around and around and around and around, and I'm forming that nice little loop. And then every once in a while I'll go in with the flat part to flatten it out and make sure that it stays about the same. And we're just, going to keep turning and turning and turning until we get down to the base. And we're going to bend the wire to our will. That's how it looks in the finished part. That's the one we made. That's the one I showed you guys earlier today. And this is, demonstration purposes just to show you how I made the wire. I hope you guys are getting all the detail. We're going to pretend that there's a random string of yarn is our hair for demonstration purposes. And I'm going to loop this through the bead threader. So this is what this white thing is called. It's called a bead threader. So we're going to pinch the tip of the bead threader to get it through this spiral a lot easier. And make sure that it stays straight and everything. And once we get it to the other side, like the full loop pops out, we're going to thread this yarn. This yarn represents our hair. So you're going to thread your hair through here and we're going to pull. You got to make sure that you don't catch the tip of that so that you're not pulling your hair. So make sure that it goes straight through the spiral. So we're going to pull this down to the end and we're going to leave a tail. Now the purpose of this tail is to wrap around here as much as possible. And then we're going to use a rubber band to tie it and make it nice and secure. But you want this to be wrapped around as much as possible. You don't want any hair sticking out, just to make sure that it stays nice and neat. And we're going to keep wrapping this rubber band around until it's nice and tight. And I feel like it has enough elasticity. So this is how it should look. I like to make sure that the spiral part is on the outside so that you could see the decoration of it. Otherwise, I feel like, it's counterproductive to do it if you're not showing it. And you can bend this wire to your will.
Do I have eyes at the back of my head? Yes. Can I use them to look at my head while I'm doing my hair? No. And that is the unfortunate part of this experience. But an unnecessary evil is that once you get the back middle and like the top middle and like these two back pieces done and out of the way, everything else is just a workaround and you kind of go with that. So here's the thing I do. I use these giant alligator clips at the very top of my head because I don't want to lay on this or just any parts of it, but especially these parts. So I make sure that the alligator clips are not on the sides of my head, on the back of my head, or anything because that's just going to be annoying to try and sleep on no matter how soft your pillow is. Okay. And then I have like bobby pins. So I take a twist and I pin it up. I take the twist in the back and I pin it up. And I also like pin it along it so that it stays more in place. And then I take the twist at the top and I go along the back, pin it, and then I go around my head because my hair is long enough to where I could pin it towards the back and then there's still hair left. So I have to like pin it other places and then I like I reinforced those pins. They're all bobby pins that curve, and I showed you guys what those look like earlier. So that's what's going on here. The actual styling doesn't begin until the next day once my hair is dry and I'm ready to leave the house. Because I'm not going to sleep in a bunch of beads and pins and clips and stuff while my hair is still drying. I don't recommend putting that stuff in your hair while your hair is wet. This is just my process. So when I do 3-strand twist outs, it mimics the natural curl pattern that I already have, and it lengthens it. And I also get volume after a couple of days. So after the first day, it may look like this. After the fifth day, it may look like this. And after that, the back of my head is none of my business. Okay, like we're gonna try and get it together. So I typically do flat twists in the front, but since I'm mimicking the style that I did a couple of months ago to kind of show you guys through the process, only these back twists here are flat. The rest are, regular twists. So the front are like these triangle shaped parts, and you can't see my parts because of the pins. But they're like these triangle shaped parts. It's 3 twists on this side and 3 twists on this side. A flat twist here and a flat twist here. And then the back are all 3-strand twists. And I'm like pinning it all over my head. I just wet it after pinning to like get more elasticity out of my hair since it's drying now at this point. It's been hours that I've been twisting my hair. I've gone through about 5 YouTube videos at this point. Don't ask me how long they are. But yeah, like this is what we're dealing with. I'm going to wash my face, do all the things, go to bed, and then the next day I'll show you guys what things look like. And I might make some more like hair wire charms because I cannot find the ones that I made a couple of months ago. I feel like I'm always making a new pair of hair charms, hair twists, whatever. And then when it's time to take them out, I'm like, oh my gosh, I have no idea what I did with that. I thought I put it in the little box with my beads. I don't know. And then I recently cleaned my room and reorganized things and got rid of a lot of stuff. So it's possible that I could have thrown them away. But that's okay. We can remake them. And I showed you guys how to make them. So that's what we're doing. We're going to bed. Bye. Hi. So I just got home from work. I did not take my hair down and add accessories to it because it was still drying. And then as I was coming home, it started raining. Luckily for me, it didn't rain too hard, and I feel like my hair is still in the drying phase. So let's take it down and show you guys what's going on. Still have all my pins and clips in here. So, you definitely want to look in the mirror taking these out because you don't want to like pull your hair or anything. So I'm taking all of my pins out. Clips out. I gotta check out these giant bobby pins. So you're not gonna be able to see them on camera because they blend in with my hair pretty smoothly. They're a nice black, dark brown, just like my hair. So if you're looking for some pins that will blend with your natural hair color, these are definitely the pins for you. I don't have a link for them, but I think I got them from Walgreens. And they're smooth, they're not bumpy. So you can take them right out and not have to worry about like damaging your hair. So the purpose of a protective style is to reduce as much damage as possible, which is exactly what I'm doing. Reducing the damage. Alright, so as you can see, my hair remains stretched out. It's not stretched out as I wanted it to be. Like I want my twist to be like this when I pick it out. But the shrinking is gonna happen whether you stretch your hair or not. This just helps to reduce the shrinking. So manage your expectations when it comes to the shrinkage. And I'm just going to, first of all, we're going to start by twisting the bottom, like the opposite direction of however you twisted it, and slowly pull it apart. Similar to this, like individual twist. So the first day, I kind of let my hair be a little wiry, and then the second day, I might like separate it like this, individual ones, just to like puff it up more. But I don't want it to be too puffy because I still want it to have the definition that comes from the twist. So some of these are gonna be big. Well, they're not necessarily big, but some twists are gonna be thicker than others, but it's okay because when you separate it, it all kind of looks the same, anyways. So because the whole process of me pinning my hair all around my head, my hair's not dry all the way. Um, so because of that whole process, you're definitely gonna get some twists that kind of go a little bit here, there, and everywhere, which is fine because I'm just gonna put my scarf back on my head to kind of like pat it down more. The thicker you make your twist, the longer it's gonna take to dry. And while it may feel dry while you are taking it, while you're like patting around your hair, like, is my hair dry? Like the insides of the twist, you're not gonna feel that until you actually start to take it out. So just be aware of that. Okay, so it's 2 business days later. I did not put things in my hair yesterday because it was raining a lot. And today it's raining a lot. But I'm going to do it anyways because I want to get this video out of the way. I'm going to take out my alligator clips. So I untwisted my hair last night and it was still kind of like shrunken a little bit. So I just repinned the twist so that it can be a little bit more stretched out today, which you don't have to do if you just don't feel like doing. I'm just letting you know what I did to achieve this look that I'm sharing with you guys today. All right. So the twist in the front, we're going to leave twisted. As far as putting these things in your hair, my hair is kind of slippery, especially with all the hair products I just added. So I'm actually going to use this bead threader to go through here and pull my hair through and use rubber bands. So this is what we're doing. I'll like squeeze it and like put it through the spiral just like that. And I'm going to take this flat twist and I'm going to pull it through. Perfect. It's not going to stay like that just as is, even if you have like thicker hair, because again, like it's slick. So we're going to do that again. All right. So I'm just like threading this through the spiral and trying to keep it straight because it's not a solid cage or anything. Okay, so now that is pulled through, we're gonna go on this side with this flat twist here, and then we're gonna pull it through. I have like a little baggie with skeletons on it. It's like a reusable Ziploc bag that I put like hair stuff in, and I just put rubber bands in there. So because my hair is dark and I'm gonna use these black rubber bands. Alright, so we wanna like scoot this down and like wrap this around the base a few times, like the very tail end of the hair. False, because they were already falling off, and it just got to the point where it just felt a little ridiculous to keep on the remaining nails. It is one thing if you have nails and 1 or 2 breaks in the holes that it's in, but when it gets to the point where it's like you're missing 2 nails from one hand and 3 nails from another hand, you really gotta make some changes. Okay, so that's what this one in the back is looking like. Rubber band. Like, one that has like a thinner hole. I'm sorry that sounds suggestive. But like, yeah, like, okay. So you want like this much hair, maybe like an inch or so left at the very tail end. And then we're gonna wrap it around the base a lot until the tail isn't sticking out. And you just wrap around the rubber band until you feel like the rubber band is tight enough to hold and not loose. All right, so we got the last 2 pieces in place. I have clear, like round beads, and then I have black regular beads. And then I have these clear kind of oval beads and like these black round beads. And then I also have like these wooden, I have like these wooden beads. They're kind of long and oval. You can tell they're wood because it looks wood on the inside. All right, so I'm basically just gonna stack beads, just kind of alternating. I want this black one at the base so they kind of matches here. And then we're just gonna alternate between clear beads. And you want to squeeze it to get through. I only want to do like 6 beads, maybe 8. And we're gonna add black. Okay, so I'm gonna add another bead at the top, so I'm at 7 beads. All right, so we're gonna take this piece of hair and then we're gonna thread it through the loop, just like that. I'm gonna go up a little bit. And I'm pushing the beads up as I'm pulling my hair through. The black one at the bottom to also match this is so that when it's time for me to like wrap my hair up and like around this bead, it kind of blends in a little bit more from a distance. Yes, just like this, thinner like mine. If you have thicker hair, then you shouldn't have to worry about it so much. Okay, so this is what it looks like once I have in all the beads. I kind of alternated between 8 and 7 for some of them. Also, I accidentally have like 4 over here, and well, actually, they're even. It's just the way that I did it made it feel uneven. But yeah, even. Okay, so these little gold things, I have some that are gold, some are silver. So this one is silver. I just unraveled it, and then this one is gold. They kind of look the same on camera, but I'm gonna try and put them side by side. Okay, so one's silver, one's gold. I don't know what these are called, but I got them from a beauty supply store. And I'm looking at the picture. All right. So I just took it, kind of wrapped it around the top. Try and get that on as tight as possible. And put that here. That's why I unraveled it. It helps if you unravel it a little bit and then kind of wrap it around. I don't claw it into my hair because I don't want it to damage my hair. This is supposed to be protective style, so I'm doing everything I can to avoid damaging my hair. I also want to mention that when you have beads, especially close to your face, you want to make sure they're nice and smooth all over. Beads with little things like this because, like, especially when it's close to your face, because when your beads are kind of like moving around, you don't want that poking you in the face, especially near your eyes. So definitely be mindful of having beads near your eyes. I did add tinsel to one of them towards the back. Like I need like this much of this. So I cut the tinsel about this long. I'm probably not even gonna need that much. And I'm gonna take this flat twist part and wrap it around like this. And we're just gonna braid it. We're gonna treat this like it's a strand of hair and braid it over it again. And when I like tie it in a knot, and just kind of like twist this and wrap it around my hair again. I'm gonna use this rubber band When I take some mousse, I have the Frizz and Shield one, and squirt it. And I want to put this all over my hair in the back. Add an extra little boost of shine to it. And, you know, reduce as much frizz as possible. Now, if I want this to be thicker, I'll like go ahead and like fluff it up at the base a little bit. But yeah, like this is pretty much how I did my hair. In order to keep the beads out of my face, because I'm about to leave the house, I'm going to be using my safety pin hair clips. I just open it up. I'm just going to go ahead and just kind of swoop into the side. I just went ahead and like swooped that to the side to like get it out of my face. Um, like as time goes on and like my hair starts to get a little puffy at the base, I'm just gonna like add more hair clips to it to cover it until it's time for me to wash my hair and do it again. I hope that this video was as thorough and detailed as possible. Making sure my mic is on. I hope that this video was as thorough and detailed as possible and that you guys fully understand everything that went into this look. And I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. I have to go to work and I will see you guys later. So I'm going to give you guys a little hair look, hair close up. So that's what it looks like on my left. And then this is what it looks like on the right. And then there's the tinsel. And then these are the twists that I just took out the day before yesterday. And then as the days go on, my hair is going to fluff up more and everything. But, you know, this is what is the style, this is the look. I hope that the person that commented on my last video asking me to show you guys how to do this in the video form sees this and gets value out of it and finds like some hair inspiration that you guys can do if you have curly kinky hair and you're looking to do more natural hairstyles that and your alternative you're looking to like figure out a way to kind of merge the two. Like here's an idea for you. So again, I got these safety pin hair clips from the Jeffrey Bezos website, exclusive. And I got these from the beauty supply store and these from the beauty supply store. And I show you guys how to make this hair wrap. I got this wire from Michaels. And then I recommend you guys get that 3-in-1 plier. Just because when you go to Michaels, they don't sell it anymore because that was over a decade ago. They sell like those wire kits that are like 3-in-1. Like they sell the pliers individually instead of a 3-in-1. So that's, you know, just my recommendation of what you guys should do based on what I did and what I'm using. So you're gonna need a combination of stuff from Michael's, you know, like your local craft store, your local beauty supply store, not Sally's, an actual beauty supply store, okay? And like you might need to order stuff online if you want like specialty hair clips, like these safety pin hair clips, or like these knife hair clips. You know, sometimes you'll see me in these. And I would just like have that in my hair with my safety pin hair clips. But I'm not gonna wear this today because I have to go to work and I'm not trying to scare customers or whatever. I don't think that Whole Foods customers would care about my knife hair clip, but you know, just to be safe. Um, I just put on this Monopoly shirt to do my makeup and everything without getting makeup on my actual clothes that I'm gonna be wearing. But yeah, it's the look. I'm gonna be noisy as fuck this whole week. Also, it's raining outside, so I'm about to cover my hair in a scarf so that when I put on like the hoodie from the rain jacket, it doesn't get, I don't know, it just like doesn't have problems. And my hair is less likely to frizz up with the humidity that comes from the rain if it's tied up. So this is how I'm actually going to be showing up to work today.